Hey guys, it's FL799. Just want to talk a little bit about Steyr AUG. It's an M1, and I've got it apart. Why would I have it apart? Well, if you notice, where the top rail goes, I removed it because I originally purchased it with the extended tall rail. I tried a couple different optics on it, and I determined I think I'm going to get the 3-power carry handle scope. So I put one on order. I don't have it Saturday, so I figured let me break the Loctite on here, and did that with a soldering iron. Removed the rail. But this is the main components of the AUG. If you notice, this is a cast receiver, and a couple different ways you can tell, but usually right here you'll see that the round circle. It'll be either an SWD, which is a casting supplier in Austria, and then they ship them over here for them to be final machine work. The Circle 19, I'm not sure who does the casting for this, but these have been out at least 2, maybe 3 years. But it might be another Austrian supplier of castings to Steyr. That gives you an idea of what's involved, how they work. There's the QD in the front. We'll flip the receiver around. Well, that's kind of the way it looks under the hood. There's the butt pad that's secured with the cross pin. Moving on to the bolt. Very well machined. Super duper quality. I believe this is 100% sourced from Austria as well. Trigger pack. People freak out when they see that the trigger pack is mostly comprised of plastic parts. But they've been around for 40 plus years and they work. Again, the top rail, notice underneath how it's weight relieved. So they could have just puked this out, but no, they took the extra time to machine the backside to keep weight down to a minimum. And that's the one thing you notice when you start going through the quality of the Steyrs. Gas piston pops out by pushing that down, turning it clockwise. Gas piston pops out. There's a spring in there. There's the tulip flash hider / compensator. Now I understand that some of the latest AUGs have nitrated barrels rather than chrome line barrels, and to be honest with you, I'm fine with that. Nitrated barrels are super high Rockwell hardness, a little more consistency, maybe a little more accurate. And you're not giving up anything to really chrome lining short of lots of full auto use. Let me get the stock real quick. That's the stock really just broken out. This one's it takes the factory magazines. There's the takedown latch. Depress that, press it over, and the entire receiver comes out of the housing. This is an OD. There's the ubiquitous trigger bar. Give you a little hint. Drop a little grease on those rails. And there's the trigger bar rails as they wrap around the magazine well and engage with the trigger pack. There's the bolt release. Well, that's that in a nutshell. I've never been afraid of bullpups. Going back to stuffing mini 14s into those god-awful muzzle light stocks. But I've got a Keltec RFB, RDB, KSG, Tavors, and I'm probably forgetting a couple more that I've owned over the years, but I will have to tell you, I think the AUG is my favorite of the bullpups. I can't put my finger on why. It is just really a good piece of engineering, manufacturing, ungodly reliable. Just really outstanding, and it's worth it for the price point. If you get your hands on them between, I guess nowadays, $1,900 to $2,000, still worth it. Manual of arms, it's just like anything else. You get used to doing the work in the back of the stock. You get used to the mag release, reloading. Just takes a little practice. Some people are all thumbs. If it's not an AR-15, I get it. But manual arms is not an issue with these at all. Compared to, say, an RDB Keltec. Listen, for $700, whatever they're going for these days, that's a hell of a steal. And I've got no issues with the RDB. My experience has been very good with it, actually. Reliability-wise, they simplified the gas system. Zero issues. Same with the Tavors. But these are just really sweet shooting, well-balanced machines, AUG. I'll do a proper review on this, maybe roll in some shooting footage, but with the new 3-power. But right now, my initial, I bought this a couple weeks ago, and my brother owns a NATO variant of the M1. He's owned a bunch of AUGs, by the way, including some MSAR STG 556s. So we've got a lot of shooting time behind these. Figured with the climate being the way it is, this is a bucket list item for me. This is my first AUG, but I've been shooting them for quite a few years. So, yeah, we'll do a proper review. My initial shooting impressions just doing an initial sight in before I decided to go with the 3-power integrated scope. Outstanding. Shoots as well from your shoulder as it does from a rest. Really tucks in tight, and you can get some amazing shots. Shot accuracy, just you, yourself, and the rifle. So I'm not taking anything away from my great ARs and other rifles, but there's something special about the AUGs, and anyone who owns them will tell you that. So should you run out and buy one? Well, I don't know if you just run out and buy an AUG. I think you'll work up to owning an AUG. Be honest with you. You're looking for something different. Maybe you've gone through ARs, and I know for me, I started buying ARs in the early 90s, late 80s, and my dad had Sporter ones and part of that. So, yeah, I mean, after have 5, 6, 10, every variant of the AR, you may want to look elsewhere. So that's what got me interested into the bullpups and Galils and H&K 91, 93s, MP5s, roller locks, and World War II stuff. Everything can't just be an AR all the time. There's not much fun in that. So, yeah, if you're saturated with the AR market and looking to do something different on a platform you won't ever have to touch again once you get it set up, this is a great one to go with. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm inclusive. I like them all. If I don't, I wouldn't even put it on bother wasting my time talking about it. So we'll see you next time. Should have this thing all set up Saturday. I've got the shell deflector coming today. Ordered it right from Steyr. That goes in the ejection port. That's probably something they should do. But the brass tends to chew this area up a little bit. Luckily, I haven't have enough of shot rounds through mine to chew it up, but that was really the only thing it needed. So, I'll shout at you next time. Talk to you later.